Thank you so much, David. Thank you, Valley Performing Arts Center, for having David here. Thank you, whoever invented the slimming lectern. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of my target demographic. We are the only Jews in Schuylerville, New York. Everyone in Schuylerville knows we are the only Jews. So there is considerable confusion surrounding the great, well-decorated Christmas tree in our large, uncurtained living room. We are not very good Jews. After a childhood of envy toward her friends with their big decorated trees and their wrapped presents, my mother has decided she is a grown-ass woman and can celebrate the holiday however she damn well pleases. So every year we pick out a tree, we set it up in the living room. My mother decorates it, my sister and I are in charge of tinsel. And every year she screams at me, "Strands, not clumps." Presents wait under it for the 25th. My father is an atheist, but he believes in history and tradition. So he pulls the menorah out of the closet, and for 8 nights we turn our backs on my mother's secular celebration tree. And we go through baffling rituals. We don't always know what day Hanukkah starts, so we wind up burning extra candles to make lost time. He doesn't know the Hebrew. So as he lights the candles, he solemnly intones abracadabra, alakazam. We light the candles, we don't eat ham. By the 8th night, it becomes absurd. We will not eat it in a boat. We will not eat it with a goat. We will not eat the Gentiles' ham. We will not eat it l'chaim. This year he has found a pamphlet. On one side it has the Hebrew, on the other side it has the phonetic spellings in English. So we mouth incomprehensible words. Baruch atah Adonai, have a clue what I am saying. My sister and I ask him for an explanation of the holiday, and first he goes the traditional self-loathing anti-Semitic route. He says, we still celebrate because 5,000 years ago, one of us got a good deal on some lamp oil. And then he winces and shrugs as though he is forgiving himself for some minor slight committed against a college roommate whose nickname is remembered, but whose true name is melted into memory. And he tries to explain the holiday. It is utterly baffling. There are Maccabees who are inexplicably not Scottish. There are refugees from some war in the Middle East who hide in a cave, and outside darkness falls, and inside the white light burns, and it's all about oil, how much there is, how long it will last. My sister is 13. She has a keenly refined sense of hypocrisy. She has figured out that religion has been at the root of many wars over the millennia. So any nod to any religion is an indication that my parents are not as committed to the peace movement as they would have everyone believe. She has figured out that Judeo-Christian traditions are steeped in patriarchal history and wrongs, so any nod to either of those traditions is an indication that my parents are not as committed to equal rights and feminism as they would have everyone believe. She has figured out that the gift-giving season is part of a corporate consumerist construct, so any exchange of presents is an indication that my parents are not as committed to global workers' rights as they would have everyone believe. I am 11. I like presents. I like days off from school, reading comic books in my pajamas for so long that the elasticized ankles leave rib marks in my pale winter flesh. Dusty, Dustin Hoffdog, the great matted sheepdog mutt of my youth, believes that we are the best, most wonderful family that has ever lived, and that any food left outside the refrigerator is there for him. He is having a very happy, very gassy holiday season. The true miracle of the season lies in the fact that our house does not explode. This year there is an energy crisis. Words like OPEC and embargo on the news, words as meaningless to me as if they were in Hebrew. It's all about oil, how much there is, how long it will last. My father has bought an old pot-bellied stove at a local antiques market. He has had a handyman set it up in our living room, running stovepipe up to a hole in the chimney. He says it will save on the heating bill, and he is correct. Because when the stove is lit, it heats an area around itself, 7 feet in diameter, an area that encompasses the thermostat. When the stove is lit, the furnace shuts down. Every year, he has brought out the record of Dylan Thomas, my namesake, reading his poem, A Child's Christmas in Wales. And every year I have been told to sit and listen to it, which I do for 2 or 3 minutes before growing bored and wandering away. This year he hasn't brought out the record. Perhaps he's gotten tired of a tradition that always leaves him disappointed. Perhaps he's just forgotten. I go to the shelf, I find the record and pull it out. I slide the vinyl from the cardboard sleeve. Perhaps I've inherited his love of tradition. Perhaps I'm seeking parental approval. I put it on the turntable. I drop the needle. And the dead Welshman tells his childhood tales of snowballs thrown and melted long ago. I lie on the floor. I rest my head on Dusty, knees pointed toward the ceiling, small feet chilling flat on hardwood. The dog cranes around to snuffle me, petting me in his way. His breath smells of stolen latkes. And I listen to the salt-swept, sea-stained voice of the drunken Welshman. He speaks of candied cigarettes that unwrap to prove chocolate against his tongue. And I've had candied cigarettes, and they were always made of stiff bubble gum. So I think he's gotten it wrong, because I'm 11, and I know everything. But I don't. I don't know that as I listen, I am learning to love words and sentences and cadence. I don't know that I am learning to listen and learning to write. I don't know that I am freezing my own snow globe memories against future use. Outside, the white snow falls. Inside, the black disk turns. And here, in this cold and godless house, these are holy days. Thank you. I've been given permission to take one moment just to say this. On December 19th, I am recording 3 full-length solo shows at the David Henry Hwang Theater. And I've left flyers out front with a special password to get you a discount on them. There are 240 seats in this theater, and it's not sold out yet. So if just, 223 of you could come, that would be very helpful to me, and you'll have a good evening. That seems a little bit like applauding my Kickstarter campaign, but thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my joy, my honor, my delight to bring to the stage the man you came to see, a man whose kindness and generosity of spirit and warmth have changed my life and my career and put me in front of audiences like you. Look, I don't have a homosexual bone in my body, but if I did, I would want it to be his. Ladies and gentlemen, David Sedaris.
That was the best ever.
Thank you so much.
I love that.
Oh, thank you so much.